Hello and welcome to Tagged. Thanks to Head and Shoulders. I'm Geordie Allen. This is Sarah, Mark of the Year, hosking. We'll get to this loser later. Santa has Santa has delivered us a very festive show. Emma Driscoll gets crazy about Christmas on her episode of OMG this week. The Queen of Christmas, Lucy Durack, is in the studio with you, Hosko, for a Hosko's Hot Seat. And Hosko and I go head to head. Say Hosko how many times?
Yeah, one more time.
Yeah, one more time. In a head to head in another Head and Shoulders debate. Now, Hosko, it's officially Christmas, and you know what that means?
Yes, well, I'm excited because I have a special present. It is Advent calendars.
We love Advent calendars, and clearly I get the Barbie Advent calendar. That's what we're talking about.
But perhaps we have to describe them first. Those that can't see it, we've got a nice Barbie, which I think they kind of resemble you and I. There's a blonde girl, blue eyes, and someone with dark hair, pink sweater. Can't even say that with a straight face. And then the other Advent calendar is all the different kind of dinosaurs.
Dun, dun, dun.
So I just think it seems fitting, take your pick, but I'll be angry if you pick the wrong one.
Okay, I think I'm just going to avoid the conflict and take what I think.
You saw what happened to Rowie earlier this season in Tagged when I didn't get my own way and she had to dress as Fiona from Shrek, and so good move.
Every single time we throw you under the bus, it seems to come back with interest. So I'm avoiding you. You're already getting stuck in. So
oh, well, no, I'm not
also, did you not just go to day 3 or
no?
What?
Or into day 1.
Okay, gosh, like, you know how some people just go rogue and they just go wherever in their Advent calendar?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Okay.
No, I'm going
so
to
she's going 1st and 2nd of December.
My birthday tomorrow.
Okay, yes.
Just let you know that.
Happy 30th birthday prematurely for tomorrow. You and your twin sister, Jess. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And you are celebrating at the Richmond BNF.
Yes, we are. We've got BNF at Crown. So I thought, you know, what better way to spend it? Club's throwing me a free 30th birthday and you get to do it with all your friends.
How good's that? Well, and also you got a bit of cash to splash. You do, because last week you were too busy to join Driscoll and I on the table because you were living it up. You just won Mark of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How are you feeling?
Oh, pretty stoked. You know, you can't not be, right? 50K is nearly my wage for next year and my contract. So I'm pretty happy about it.
Are you sure? Are you sure that there's not something that you would have liked in as well as 50K?
I don't know what you're referring to here, George.
Well, so for those of you who don't know, it's the Medibank Mark of the Year this year, not the Virgin Mark of the Year. And our Sarah Hosking was under the impression that she was going to get 50K and 2 million Virgin points. Now, she's yet to see the 50K, but we know that that's guaranteed. But you're a little bit flat. And I actually dare say Jess might have been a little bit more disappointed than you.
Jess, if I'm honest, yes. No, I'm stoked. I've got 50K. 50K I didn't have before. Would I love 2 million velocity points? Absolutely. So Virgin, if you're looking for a, sole sponsor, someone that you need to sponsor.
You're coming to me first.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
No, but Jess was actually leading up to Mark of the Year, or leading up to W Awards. She asked me to get her flights from WA to Melbourne just to come to the awards and asked me to pay for it with points. And I literally said to her, Jess, I don't even have the points and I haven't even won the award yet. So, thankfully I didn't. But I did hear last year's winner, Matilda Schultz. So she's actually off to Africa, about to go to Africa and with her family because she got 2 million velocity points and whatever the prize money was.
And she won Rising Star as well. She was absolutely loaded last year.
Set for life.
Set for life.
Realistically, I don't think you understand. On a AFLW wage, that is, you are genuinely set for life.
Life-changing.
I am. I'm excited and I am very grateful to Medibank, who is an amazing sponsor of the AFLW. Thank you very much for my prize for Mark of the Year. Well, George, it was the result that I think everyone anticipated on the weekend. It was the AFLW Grand Final, North Melbourne versus Brisbane at Icon Park. North Melbourne have just gone on to win 27 consecutive games. The first ever AFLW team to go back-to-back premiers. It had it all, George. A packed crowd. Peking Duck played pre-game. What were your thoughts? You were in the crowd, weren't you?
Yeah, it was remarkable. The atmosphere, I reckon the second best atmosphere, I must say, to the prelim final. I think purely just because of how close the game was. That being said, honestly, the game was probably over at halftime, or at least halfway through the second quarter. The vibes in the crowd, especially Jenna Bruton's goal song, Hot Potato, seeing 17,000 people start doing Hot Potato was unreal. And just like it was packed top to bottom. I thought they put on a brilliant show. And yeah, North Melbourne, it was just, I think I was so happy for North Melbourne.
And she kicked 3 goals too, Jenna Bruton. So for context as well, if you kick a goal, most home teams, whoever has control of the music and everything, each player that kicks a goal, you have a theme song that you get to choose to play. Now, there was a bit of backstory. So I heard at the start that, you pick a song that's going to get the crowd involved. Well, one, that absolutely will. But there's more of a backstory to it because Jenna Bruton grew up on a potato farm.
So good.
And so that, I feel like that is even better, that it just got everyone up and about. She kicked 3 goals, has never done that. That was her career best goal. And in a grand final too. It had it all. One thing I do want to touch on, because you never see this, very rarely, especially in AFLW, is the 100-metre penalty. Now, this is arguably the momentum shift of the game. So Shannon Campbell, who is former Brisbane Lions captain, she's been part of their premiership sides.
Best on ground in their previous grand final win.
She's phenomenal. She's been one of their biggest saviours across their entire club history right now for their AFLW. Uncharacteristic, like she gave away a free kick against Kate Sheeler. Now that was fine, but in that moment she then shoved Kate Sheeler in the back, which awarded a 50-metre penalty. So that alone was unheard of. She's one of the best defenders in the competition. Then what happened after was just, I was gobsmacked because Kate Sheeler then decides to stand up. They've obviously exchanged a few words. Now the rule is, as soon as a 50-metre penalty is awarded, that player can start running towards their 50-metre mark. But the other player that caused the 50-metre penalty needs to get the hell out. So they
can't try and impede that person whatsoever.
And what did Shannon Campbell do? Again, uncharacteristic. Like, I think we're all sitting there watching going, don't do it, don't do it. She was in an arm wrestle with Kate Sheeler and trying to bump her and push her.
Yeah.
And then a 100-metre penalty was awarded, which brought Kate Sheeler right to the 10-metre mark on the line, kicked a goal. That was game over for me.
It was, absolutely, it was game over. I think it wasn't only uncharacteristic for Shannon Campbell, but it just seemed like an uncharacteristic game for Brisbane in general. They seemed shaky. They started extremely well. It was all downhill from there, but you are spot on. And for someone, she's played over 100 games of AFLW. She's one of the most experienced AFLW players in the competition. And I think we were all sitting there watching, being like, what's you doing? Like, she knows the rules. It was absolutely bizarre. But I want to get to Eilish Sheerin. She won the MVP, 2 goals, kicked the first goal of the game, and I think she should be their finals MVP. I think not only just for her performance on the weekend, but against Melbourne. Melbourne kicked 3 goals straight. She comes off the bench, spits forward, kicks a goal, and that was when North Melbourne got up and about. And I thought she was hilarious. But there was a moment on the dais after I thought she spoke really well.
Not even during the game.
Not even during the game. She's just spoken so well, and then she signed herself off with a profanity in front of...
Oh, you can say it. We can beep it out, I think, right? We'll get the thumbs up. No, thumbs down from our producer. Don't say it. But it had some colourful language in there.
Yes, she was very excited about the fact that she just won a flag, and she's like, come on. You can fill in the blanks. And there's obviously the little Telstra kids are coming up to exchange gifts, shake the hands of the North Melbourne players, and their parents must have been absolutely mortified.
That's a whole lot of passion, and there's nothing more that you expect. She had an absolute cracking game, and well done, well deserved.
All right, Hosko, it's time for my favourite part of the show. It's time for OMG. Now, Driscoll goes ham on Christmas. And she's talking on this episode about the 100 by 100. What is the 100 by 100?
Essentially, you get up Christmas morning and you run you run 100 metres, which is a total of 10 kilometres.
She goes absolutely crazy on it. This is OMG.
All right, welcome back to another episode of OMG, and it's the final one for the year, so we are going full Christmas edition, and I've got a few things I want to rant about today. Firstly, real or fake Christmas trees. Now, I didn't even know you could get real Christmas trees in Australia, but turns out there actually are signs everywhere and people do sell them. I've personally never had one because I think my parents would rather spend $45 on a Kmart one that's really easy to assemble. This year, my mum's gone completely rogue and has bought a mini stick one about this high because none of the kids are at home anymore, so she's done. She's cancelled Christmas. She's the Grinch at this stage. Second thing, do you get presents from your workplace? I feel like it's a question that is always asked. So at the footy club here, staff get a Coles Myer gift card, the players get nothing. Seems reasonable. And lastly, the 100 hundreds on Christmas Day. No, I just don't know why. My voice is broken. I'm that passionate about it. Stop exercising on the one day of the year that every single person gets off. All the shops are shut. I'm closing up this shop. My body is not exercising. I'm having literally 100 pieces of roast pork. I'm not doing 100 hundreds. And for those that do, respect to you, I think it's just like a cool little challenge you can post on your Instagram stories. But no, show what real people actually think. And that's don't exercise on Christmas Day.
This is it. Well, George, I disagree because I love exercising on Christmas morning. I love earning my dinner, my lunch, whatever it is, and I think it's a great way to start the day. But I do also want to say Christmas trees are a must. When do you put yours up?
Mum and I like to put ours up on the 1st of December. Unfortunately, I'm not home on the 1st of December, but Mum will put it up and it usually stays up all of Jan. So it's definitely 1st of December and basically until we went back to school.
Are you against people that do it too early? Is there a too late? Is there a window where it should be taken? Because it does. I feel like this divides the nation.
Yes, I think if you've put it up at the beginning of November or any earlier, if you put it up in October, get in the bin. And
All right,
Grinch. If it's still up in February, you're living in the past. So put it down.
Okay,
put that tree down.
Give me your advent calendar back because you don't deserve Christmas this year. You are now on the naughty list. I disagree. I think that Christmas brings joy, happiness, fun. The only reason my tree would not be up is because I'm pure lazy. So I did, however, this year I was ahead of the times. I went into an op shop and I found an already decorated Christmas tree and I walked up to the lady and said, "Do you mind if I buy that? Is it for sale?" It wasn't, but she called her manager, $30, fully decorated, shoved it in the back of my car.
That's part of the experience, though, to actually put the tree together. It looks different every single year.
Well,
no?
Yeah, it does. But I go to my mum's house. Mum and dad, they're just, do it with them. But this is just for my house so that I've got a tree up.
Well, believe it or not, that's not actually our debate for today because we've got another debate, thanks to Head and Shoulders, a head-to-head debate. Now, Hosko, tell me, do you think season 10 was the best AFLW season to date?
Oh, God, that is hard. But I'm going to say no, it wasn't the best because, I'm sorry, I've been part of all 10 seasons, as have you. I think the summer series was by far the best. I'm sick of wearing long sleeves, honestly. This weather is so unpredictable. We're in December, it's already raining, but I loved summer series because we played across, December, Jan, Feb, March, when it was nice and warm. The evenings were lovely, families could attend. No one was scared of turning away because of the weather and what it was going to throw us. We loved it, so did the crowds.
Well, see, I think it was the best season because the best got better. And that was evident with North Melbourne this year. They went to another level and they've really encouraged other teams to get on their back and say, lift the standard. We need to be challenged here. The only team that's coming near us at the moment is Brisbane. Everyone get on your bike.
How do we approach that though?
Well, I don't know. Let's go to them. Let's ask. Let's
move to Brisbane and North. Is that what you're saying?
Everyone, leave your teams. We're all going to Brisbane and North.
Well, Christy Lee Weston Turner nominated North Melbourne as her preferred option or club of choice, and she was the number 1 draft pick 2 years ago. But that is not my next point. My next point is that I loved. We didn't have it this season. No one got to play a game at Marvel Stadium. There was a big push for the grand final to be there. It was a sellout, packed stadium at Icon. But if we take a look back, there was a game at Marvel Stadium between Hawthorn and Essendon the first year that they came into the competition. Were you there?
No, I wasn't. I watched
so
it at home.
You can't even imagine the atmosphere towards. I was there. I was commentating. It was bloody incredible. And if you watched it at home, you would have noticed that the broadcasting was so much better. It was clear. It was easy. You know what they did? I don't expect everyone to sell out a full stadium, and maybe not just yet. But what they did was open up the lower ground, and it was packed. So when they were broadcasting, they just tightened the angles and the lens so that you could see the whole lower ground, and it looked amazing. The spectacle was incredible. The lid was on the roof, as some say, but it was outstanding, and I love that. I want more games there, and I loved what that did for AFLW.
See, I loved having the grand final at Icon Park on Saturday night because people could mingle and roam. You didn't have a seat. I was standing up for most of the game. I was hanging out with some friends in the pocket, and then I went to the flank and I saw another bunch of friends, and I thought it was awesome. And the good thing is that these grand final attendances are growing. So that being said, we might sell out. Yeah, we need to get a bigger venue, but I think for the purpose of it. Well, I do have one more point that we need to get to.
Well, that's right. But speaking of, you talk about crowd. I saw one of AFLW's greats in the crowd. Daisy Pearce.
Yeah.
She was sitting amongst the people. She's the woman of the people. Get around the people because the people get around Daisy Pearce. The other person was Erin Phillips. Now, she was commentating the game, but I think the game has not been the same since Erin and Daisy. They were bums on seats kind of players. Everyone knows them. Everyone respects them. And we need more Daisies and Erins.
I think you're selling short the Poppy Schultzes, the Sophie McKays, the Zippy Fishers, because I think they're putting bums on seats at the moment.
I feel like we're kind of on the same page though. And it only seems fair in the Christmas joy and spirit. I'm willing to shake hands and agree that we've just equally won this debate.
Okay, sure. I think what we can agree to is that 2026 is going to be the best season ever.
Yeah, done. Go for it. Bums on seats, everybody.
Everyone get there.
Well, George, I'm actually so sad to say this, but that is the end of Tagged Season 3. No. Thanks to Head and Shoulders. George, I want to finish off by asking, what was your favourite moment of Tagged Season 3?
My favourite moment, I spend a lot of time with Sarah Rowe, and I've gone, as any good presenter does, you go back through you listen to yourself. I don't know if you listen to yourself when you
hate it.
Yeah. Well, I listen back to these podcast episodes, and something just doesn't sit right with me. And until today, it didn't really hit me that Rowe puts on a really posh Irish accent when she's on this show. And that is, you are being deceived if you are listening and you think that that's how she acts. And she speaks really softly and really politely, and she raises her eyebrows and bats her eyes. And that is not the Sarah Rowe that we know. Well, Hosko, that's it. And we do have one more.
You didn't ask me for my
moment.
favourite moment.
Sorry, Hosko. What is your favourite moment of this season?
Mine, I'm going to include you in this one because it was, in fact, winning the Chemistry Cup.
Yes, okay.
With a close second of Sarah Rowe having to dress as Fiona from Shrek.
Yes, yeah, we love stitching her up. Yeah. But anyway, that is the end of us, but not the end of you, because we do have an episode of Hosko's Hot Seat to look forward to, and you have the Queen of Christmas on this week.
Lucy Durack. Now, she is incredible. If you haven't met her before, this is a good one to tune into, because you would have seen her on the stage during Wicked as Glinda the Witch, or you could have seen her as Elle Woods in Legally Blonde, which I'm excited because you're about to see her teach me how to bend and snap.
I absolutely cannot wait. Now, Hosko, thank you for being my co-host. Thank you to all of you out there who listen to us and tune in weekly. It's been really awesome to be a part of this, and we just can't thank you enough for your support. Thank you so much. Stay safe during the holiday season, and we will see you next year.
Bye!
Hi, I'm Lucy Durack. I spent a lot of my 20s and 30s playing a good witch, Glinda the Good Witch in Wicked. I now work across screen and still a little bit of stage. I do a little bit of singing, especially around Christmas time. And I have an evidence-based pep talk app called Hey Lemonade.
Well, Lucy, welcome to Hosko's Hot Seat. Essentially what happens, I'll ask you a bunch of hot, saucy, steamy kind of questions.
Okay.
Do you have to answer? No. But if you don't answer my questions, you will have to try some of my hot sauce.
Okay, I'm ready.
Sounds simple. What is the most favourite role that you've played to date?
Look, it really is a toss-up between either Glinda the Good Witch in Wicked or Elle Woods in Legally Blonde, because both of them have such good hearts and go about it in different ways and funny ways. And so I really enjoyed playing both of those. But if I had to choose one, I'd say, probably Elle.
Would you rather wee yourself or forget your lines on stage?
I have done one of these things before.
No!
I have forgotten my lines on stage.
And how did that go down?
It was terrifying. Actually, it was in Legally Blonde, and it was in the bit where Elle Woods is meant to do this big legal jargon thing, and at the end, Callahan goes, "Miss Woods, you've just won your case." And I got distracted. Something happened behind me, and I was like, and I couldn't remember what was happening. And so I did this terrible mumbly bit through, and at the end, Cameron Daddo, who was playing Callahan, was like, "Miss Woods," and he just like upward inflectioned it like a question, "You've just won your case." And then every time I got back to that bit, for the whole rest of the time we did the run, I would just barrel through it because I was so worried it was going to happen again.
Now, I've got a little bit more of a serious one. So in many ways, I guess women's sports and AFLW share a lot in common.
True.
Obviously. I want you to talk to me a little bit about it, because by wanting to take part in sport but also fight for equality, I guess women, and we're often shamed for this. So can you
Yes.
talk to me a little bit about some of the challenges that are faced?
Definitely. So I feel like you're absolutely right. Elphaba and everything that she teaches Glinda, because I've always got it from the perspective of learning it from Elphaba and learning it from women in sport. I think that often we get branded as wicked, but we are not. We are just misunderstood because we're having to fight against the patriarchy a lot of the time. And that's the same with Elphaba. She's having to fight against things that don't feel right and really pave the way and be a trailblazer. And I think that is very much the same for incredible women in sport.
Yeah, you do such an amazing job yourself, even just to promote it and help. I have a question, football related.
Okay.
Do you follow football much?
I do.
Who's your team?
Dockers.
Okay, so AFLW, who's going to win the grand final this year?
Who do you think?
No, this is I'm interviewing you, not the other way around.
I don't know.
That's a chip.
Oh no,
Yes, now you've got to try it.
Okay. It smells spicy. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Describe it to me as you go, please.
Ooh.
Okay, yep, this is it.
It's gone like way too far back too. It's very salty and spicy.
Okay, so she's crunching the chips at the moment. There was a hefty,
Not a massive fan of that one.
hefty amount of sauce on that. And we feel, I reckon there's a bit of sweaty upper
There's a
lip
little
happening at the moment.
there's definitely sweaty upper lip. There's like a little tear.
And so we've got some filming to do later today. You do, obviously, or
Yes.
you got something to go off
Yeah,
to.
this
So
is
that's going to be
gonna
fantastic.
Amazing.
sitting in the belly.
I've got to sing,
Yeah,
so that's going to be
perfect.
amazing.
Give us a little line now. Can you give us something?
Oh, okay, I'll give you a wicked line. I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, like you.
Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about, so on Wednesday the 17th, Thursday the 18th of December, you're celebrating The Magic of Christmas,
Yes.
which is a brand new show, and it's featuring Rob Mills and Bobby Fox.
Yep. Yeah.
Now, out of the two, Millsy or Bobby,
Yeah.
who's most likely to be on Santa's naughty list?
Oh, definitely Millsy.
Why?
Look, I've been on many. I think Millsy's calmed down with age, but I remember we once went on a publicity trip to Brisbane with Legally Blonde, and he arrived at the airport with no shoes and no shirt.
You can just imagine
Yeah,
it.
and he was like, "Well, it's fine. What's wrong?"
Now, I do have one last question. So talk to me, what makes Christmas so special?
Or I think the traditions that you set up for yourself, whether it's like a gingerbread house that always falls down, or playing Christmas carols, or putting your tree up. My birthday's November 17th, so we always put our tree up as my birthday tree.
Oh, I love
because I
that.
love Christmas. I think that there's so many things, and whatever your tradition is, I think the more traditions you can cram into that time, the better. So much so that by December 26th, you want to be a little bit sick of Christmas, so that it's going to be so that you're sort of glad that it's over and there's a whole year.
When do you take your tree down? Sorry, I did say one more question.
True, no, it's a very important question. Well, yeah, like if I can, we're usually in Perth because my family is in Perth, but if I can, I take it down like the day after Christmas. So like it's over.
Okay, so it's a hard cut. Oh, speaking of hard cuts. So down, foot goes out,
bend, and snap. Oh, that's it. And you got to like do a little flick of your hair.